Ciccarelli. I'm presenting slip, trips, and falls for Professor Monteleone's A111 class due April 14th, 2014. What you will learn from this presentation is what slip, trips, and falls are, why is it important to know about them, who should know about slip, trips, and falls, how it can benefit you from knowing about slip, trips, and falls, and where to find resourceful information regarding slip, trips, and falls. First, I should ask everybody, who knows what slip, trips, and falls are? Slips, to lose your footing or grip on a slippery surface, like our little friend the polar bear here who slipped on an icy lake, or the businessman at the airport who slipped on a waxy, over-waxed surface. Trips, caused by catching your foot, like on an electrical cord, cause you to stumble and fall down. Other causes could be falling over the step, walking through a doorway. And falls is to come down suddenly from a point that you were at before and get down. An example, falling down the stairs, falling off of a roof is another good example. You can fall out of your chair. I'm sure you have many other ideas of what included in falls. General causes of slips, trips, and falls. Well, slippery surfaces is a good start. We've already covered that. Walking on sloped surfaces, maybe a high, very steep incline. Loose, unanchored rugs is another one that people miss. Getting in and out of vehicles. Climbing ladders. Could you possibly think of more causes for slips, trips, and falls? OSH standard 1910-22 is an example of regulations for walking surfaces regarding slips, trips, and falls. It kind of gives some relevancy to why it's important to know about this specific area and that they're keeping an eye on it. An example like this standard is to always have working surface areas clean and clear of debris, and that all surfaces are also either dry and not left wet or high gloss like the wax from previously. Other things associated with slip, trips, and falls: annually, 1,800 people die due to slip, trips, and falls, and also annually $70 billion is the estimated cost for claims, injuries, reports having to deal with slip, trips, and falls. That is a waste of a lot of time and money. I don't know if that's $70 billion, but yeah. So who should know about slip, trips, and falls? Everybody. Tell your family members, your friends, your coworkers about it. Slip, trips, and falls constitutes for the majority of injury claims in general industry, and it's second only to motor vehicle incidents for the most frequent accidents leading to personal injury. So in your personal life and all around, just falling is costing people money, time, even away from the workplace. Injuries resulting from slip, trips, and falls, commonly back injuries, broken bones, cuts, and lacerations. Muscle sprains are also another good thing to keep in mind when thinking of slip, trips, and falls. It's also listed by the Bureau of State Management that one of the top 5 reasons for claims in the last 6 years for workers' compensation. So, save yourself from injuries, time loss, and fiscal. On average, workers injured from slip, trips, and falls spend more than 8 days away from work than those who get injured from other causes like not associated with this, and that's about 6. Falls is a really big one. It actually, the average days away is 21, so why it's important to know about it on the job site. And if you'd like to keep your career, I'd be aware that the National Safety Council reports that slips and falls are the leading cause of death in the workplace, and that more than 20% of disabling injuries, which means either being rehabbed for a career that you weren't expecting to be in, or just getting out of your field altogether and being disabled. Good stuff. So, in review, everyone should be aware of slips, trips, and falls because it is in you and your coworkers and associates' best interest. They're associated as a leading cause of injury and death in the workplace. They cost everyone more than $70 billion a year annually, and that's really important to keep in mind because costs affect everybody, not just the person involved in the accident. Although they are unavoidable, we can minimize their frequency by reporting hazards and being aware of our surroundings. This is just small steps to bettering our regular irregular actions in the workplace. And doing all this research, I found the #1 work-related injury.